All right. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you're watching this. Welcome to Vibe 25 podcast, where we lose our mind and come to our senses. And my episode before this, I was by myself, but I had to spice it up and make it sexy today. And as you can see, we look like animals. We look so like.
I want y'all to know this is all of Megan's idea. I most definitely would have come very toned down or muted, but Megan was like, come on, wear leopard print. I want us to match. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, so we're looking sexy. And the reason I like this animal print is because it's Flowrk. It's sexy, it's heels, it's,
Primal,
yes.
sensual.
So that's what it's all about today. And today's episode is tapping into your feminine inner animal.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Love it.
And when I think about that, I think about you.
You think about me?
Yes.
This makes me think that you think I'm a sex symbol. I don't
You
know if
kinda
that's
are.
like, I don't know if that's like a thing, but
That's good.
I'm
That's
so
good.
going to coin the term right now. No, I'm not. But I do believe that there is a lot of, I want to say, sensual empowerment that I do drive. So if it is that person's like yourself, think of me when they think of those things, that's great.
Yes.
I think that's awesome. You should feel liberated. And I hope that it inspires you to do the same for yourself.
It does.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about all these things and I haven't introduced you yet.
That's okay.
So we have Erin.
I know,
Erin, your last name is Bevel or Griffith?
Bevel.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. So Erin Bevel, she's here from Flowrk. And as I said, today's topic is tapping into your inner feminine animal. So we're going to be talking about sexuality, androgyny, Flowrk, confidence, inner confidence, outer confidence, what's in your dance bag, the bop of the day,
Yes.
and a little freestyle.
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Megan loves to put a girl up on a spot.
I do. So yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about today, and I really hope you enjoy it. So Erin, tell me about yourself. Who are you?
Me, who am I? That's such an interesting question. I'm a multifaceted individual for sure. There's so many different elements of me that I'm even still learning about as I continue on my journey. I believe that my journey is through dance, and along that I get inspired to try other things. I think I very much use dance as my, I want to say, vessel or creative output of my life. For sure, I would have been trained from young, came up through Louise Woodvine and a few other schools, decided to take it outside, got into Latin and ballroom because that's where I want to say this sensuality woman.
And your mom also used to dance too.
Yes, as well. Actually, fun story. She used to take me to salsa nights when there was a McBride's. So she didn't know she was planting the seed from very young. So though I might have been at school for ballet and jazz and what have you, I always used to fantasize indirectly about when Louise used to have the moms class, because I always thought that was really cool. So clearly I wanted to teach or be a part of the moms, who knows. And then similarly, my mother used to take me salsa dancing on different evenings, and I was just inspired, and I guess that's what has driven me to start teaching a class that can empower and encourage the same type of, I want to say, body autonomy and sensuality of self. And that's kind of what led me into teaching the class that I currently
I love it. I love it. Well, you also are a model. You're a radio host as well.
Yes, all of those things.
You're a marketing agent.
Yes.
There's so many other things.
There's so many other facets to be indeed. And again, all of those things, during lockdown, as we are in that time.
You're a pageant girl too.
Lord.
We're both in Miss Universe. Yes. Oh, I feel as though we live kind of the same life.
We probably do, live like kind of parallel lives.
Yeah.
But I want to say, especially during like lockdown in particular, just to take it back, when I speak about, or when you remind me of all the things I've done, to an extent, I want those things to not only be me. I also want to know who I am.
Okay.
And I think that's what I'm trying to pivot towards more as I continue. Dance.
Awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, I do a ton of different things. And I'm very passionate about dance.
Yeah. And you're
And sharing that with people.
You work out often too.
I do. I work out often. I love to ride motorcycles. I also drive a manual car since we're here.
My God.
Like,
yeah,
you know?
all that.
Oh, and I love avocados. Let's just get that in one time. Yeah, it's okay. We could be on the fence with that. Well, you can be on the fence with that. I know everybody else is feeling the vibe.
No,
so.
avocado tastes like breadfruit, but like...
You don't like breadfruit?
I know, but it tastes like an imitation breadfruit, like the Android version of a breadfruit.
What? Are you shitting on Androids?
I actually have Android. So
because you're going to say sis. Okay. All right. But yeah, no, do a ton of things. I'm really passionate about dance, and I just want to continue to share whatever messages through dance to other women so that they can feel empowered and inspired as well too.
Awesome. So what's the bop of the week? What are your feelings? So this is a segment where it's kind of new.
Yes.
I love music and I love to listen to music.
Same.
As a dancer, we
I think
dance
that's
to music.
That's it.
We need music.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah. So what's the bop of the week? What are you feeling this week?
I've currently been listening to, and I hope I pronounce her name correctly, Kali Uchis, and her song is Telepatia. If you know it for sure, most definitely. But outside of that, I don't think I have. There's never one song. If ever you come to my home, I'm probably blasting music. My neighbors know, and I'm literally going through several different, I want to say, moods of music. So you'll hear salsa, you will hear some real gutta trap music. You'll hear some hard bass or anything EDM.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but for sure, that's my song for now.
Awesome. Good. Well, for me, I was saying I'm feeling more of like Kate Trinata kind of. You know Kate Trinata?
Yes, of course I do. Most definitely.
Yeah. So it's more like house music.
Yes.
Feeling that right now. Anything that just.
Yeah, that kind of keeps the hype or keeps the energy high.
Yeah, anything like that. And Kate Trinata really does like Joe Scott's and Sade's and stuff like
Janet
that.
Jackson.
Yes, and Janet. So I feel in that right now. Yeah. Other than that, that's it. I came up listening to in the car some Neo.
Like actual Neo or Neo Soul?
No, Neo. Neo.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you listened to his recent album? It's bomb.
No, some artists just need to stay in the early 2000s.
I love some of his new stuff for sure. Okay. And I think also too similarly, and this is another thing about Erin, I have musical parents.
Me too.
Cool.
My dad is a
We
musician.
do live parallel lives.
We do.
You sure we weren't like split when we were like in little pods? No. Okay, all right. You have your parents, I have mine. Cool. With that being said, having musical parents, like you just always love listening to sounds. So yeah, I hear you totally on music.
Awesome. Next segment. So I'm liking this segment a lot. We've done this throughout every single podcast.
Cool.
The only thing about today is that we actually have what we have in our dance bags today.
Oh, did you bring stuff too?
I did.
Oh, I'm excited.
You don't know?
I did not know. I
know. So I did it in a theme of what you'd like.
Oh, interesting.
In terms of what you take your dance class. So if it was to go to your dance class, what's the sexiest thing to bring out?
Oh,
so just the shoes though, just the shoes.
Yeah, same.
But you can show me. So you want to bring your dance bag?
Cool.
Let me know. Let me see.
The dance bag is here.
What? This is not my dance bag, but I have a few stuff.
Mine's a bit extensive. Alrighty.
Okay.
So mind you guys, I have been wearing these considerably. So if they look a little, worn, it's because they've been worn.
Okay.
So for sure, styles of shoes with class in particular. I want to say you want to wear a shoe that will enclose your foot.
So
correctly.
Before we go deep into this shoe thing, let's talk about floor wear and heels. Not too much, but can you wear heels only, or do you have to can you wear flats?
You can totally wear, I want to say, come barefoot or wear heels. I do believe that when you, I don't know if this happens for you, but when you do put on a heel, it kind of it elevates your body.
Yeah.
So your body positioning is different. Similarly, you feel different in a heel. I always do. I feel like I'm stepping a lot higher. I feel like I want to have the heel that's as high as possible so that I'm literally looking down on everyone. I know that sounds really bad.
Not to pause on you. Can you just pass my phone?
Sure.
I just want to know if it's going live. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. What else? Can you tell me?
So love to wear heels most definitely. You don't necessarily have to come with heels in class. You can come barefoot as well. But I do believe that I will encourage you to get into the heel work of class, because that's the whole point of coming to the class. It's embodying and finding your feminine empowerment.
Awesome. Let's get to the shoes.
as well.
Let's get to the shoes. Okay, so you're telling me about the shoes.
So some of the heels that you can wear to class, here's a good representation. It can enclose your ankle for sure, because that's what you need, ankle support, as well as enclosing the toes as well. So that's a really good option for heels as well. And it doesn't have to be a stiletto heel. It can be a chunky heel. I said this earlier. I actually put out a story about this. So anyone who is watching this later, for sure.
So I have kind of like a stiletto heel, but this is my band launch heel.
Yes, it is hot.
And it's like
yes,
dominatrix kind of.
Ooh,
you know,
you are out there.
Yeah. So anything Flowrk, I think like
you think sexy,
dominatrix.
You think something that is a little bit more stylish, but most importantly, comfort.
Yes, I'm not comfortable in those at all.
Yes, so don't wear them to class, because you're gonna be stomping around like if you're Beyonce for a hot second.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you have a good pair of shoes. So I have probably the more modest version to yours.
Ooh.
It is a thigh high as well.
Wow.
But it has a chunky heel at the bottom, which is important.
Yeah. Okay, have another
gives you
heel.
more support as well.
So I need a question. Can you wear this heel to a class? So it's chunky, but it has straps. Is this comfortable to dance in?
I wouldn't encourage this, just because you are going to be doing a lot of jumping around, I want to say, or popping up movements. And this might not necessarily secure your instep as well. You want something that has either some form of, I want to say, strings or laces to actually enclose your instep and similarly enclose your ankle. This little strap is really
not enough.
No. This is cute for dinner.
Yeah.
I'm probably trying to sweep that boy, into your DMs somewhere else. Just being honest.
Yes. Okay, let's do some more heels.
Okay, cool. So those are two really good options. So this is just a pair of heels that I walk around with to continue to inspire me. They come from one of my favorite brands, Pleaser. And if anybody knows anything about Pleaser, you're always pleased when you get a shoe from Pleaser. Yeah. So these are my, I want to say, if you know, you know.
Wow.
These are my pole fitness shoes.
Wow.
So
wow.
I've actually been a little bit on a sabbatical with pole fitness. Have a little injury. So just trying to make sure my body is in the right place so that I can get back to these bad boys and start using them. Of course you can, girl. And they're glittery.
I know. I was about to say, I like anything glittery and pretty.
Yeah. And they're not, I want to say they're not as heavy as people might assume, but they are very sturdy.
Okay.
So they're kind of like wearing, I want to say, 2.5 pounds of ankle weights on your actual foot.
Oh,
so they're no joke. You get a good workout.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so those are like good shoes.
Okay.
I wouldn't say wear these to the Flowrk class, because it is a heels class. This is more of a pole fitness shoe.
Okay.
So I wouldn't advise for this one, but this one just looks
basically
sexy.
For the heels, you'd have to have something strappy, something supportive.
Yes.
So sexy.
And comfortable. And something that you're going to want to wear.
Yeah.
Don't just get a shoe because. Take the time to find the shoe, because it's like, I want to say finding the shoe is like finding the right bed. You're going to be laying down in that bed for an extended period, and you want to have good sleep. Yeah. Similarly, you want to have a good pair of shoes. You're going to be dancing them in a long time.
So besides the heels that are in your dance class, what else do you have in your dance bag?
Sometimes I have leotards. Sometimes I have, I want to say, additions. So it could be crop tops or probably short shorts. Sometimes I do have tights or fishnet stockings.
Okay.
Sometimes I do throw in a bit of lingerie.
Wow. So you can wear lingerie to your class?
You could, if you're into it. For sure. I wouldn't see why not.
Shout out to Melanie Laverne.
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's
and a
so
few
many-
other stores and bespoke boutique designers in lingerie. You all really do amp up the vibe and make us
Awesome.
feel sexy.
Well, I spoke about what was in my dance bag. For me, my classes are different.
Yes, they
we
are.
don't even wear shoes in class.
I recognize.
Everything is
which is
barefoot.
very cool. I believe that's
Yes.
because you want to get more in touch with the ground, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That's what it is. So
Keep
we
you
don't
grounded.
wear shoes.
Yes.
But quite similar to you. What you wear must be comfortable,
Yes.
must fit well.
Yes.
Because then you don't get to execute the movements. As you
Agreed.
wish.
And then,
Yeah.
you know, especially with things that are probably like, let's say big earrings, that might be cute for a video shoot.
Yeah.
But not necessarily for practice
class.
and class and rehearsal. You
Yeah.
want to make sure that everything is still clean to
Yeah.
the body. You still feel gorgeous. And, you know, you kick ass when you're
Awesome.
finishing those moves.
Awesome. Cool. So we're going through them pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Good. Next segment. So I want to go a little deeper into Flowrk.
Okay.
And your reason for starting it.
Okay.
So for me, I went to your class, and it's actually one of the first. No, it is the first heels class I've ever attended.
Okay.
I've
Awesome.
done-
I'm so happy that it was with me.
Yeah, heels class. Like, I've
Yes.
never been to actual class.
Got you.
I've performed in heels several times.
Yes.
Like soca morners and
Yes.
hotels. We were like, you know, they call those little
Yeah, it's like a
stage
little,
heel.
like a, it's. I think it's like a cabaret heel.
Yeah, like a jazz heel or
Yes.
Latin heel.
Yes.
But never like sexy heel. So for me, when I experienced your class, it was not only a new experience in terms of wearing heels, but it was also a new experience of self-affirmation. Because you did do a lot of that in
I
your
did.
class. And I remembered.
Yes, I did.
The warm
and I
ups,
do.
the warm ups to go across the floor just to walk, and as a pageant girl, I
Yeah.
felt as though like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
this is pretty cool.
This makes
Like
sense.
I'm actually doing this in a dance class outside of pageant training, just
Yeah.
walking up and down.
Yeah, just to acquaint the body with heels in
Yeah.
general. You know, it's kind of like the extension of your foot, so you need to know how to maneuver with it, right?
Yeah, so I love the notion of having some form of femininity in the studio. So do you want to touch more on that and like tapping into your feminine side as much as possible?
Sure, most definitely. I'll give you as much as I can in the current state that I'm at, because I'm still exploring it, like I said, myself. So to go back to your original question about asking why I started Flowrk. So it really very much came out of the birth of when I was in pole class. And I recognized that a lot of women used to come to class and they would feel a little nervous when they moved from the acrobatic elements of being on the pole or the acrobatic work of being on the pole to then going on the floor and doing floor work. So I was like, hey, what would be a really good transition would be possibly to have a class where women were allowed to wear heels and to enjoy more floor work movements to help transition them into other things. And heel work is not a novelty that I've created. It's been out there for a hot minute commercially. As you said, you know, you see it in music videos, you see it on performance stages. I think that there has been an upsurge of it now because, like you said, there is a lot of feminine and sensual, not only acquirement, but agency that happens in the class where you feel like this is mine and I'm supposed to own this and there's no one else telling me otherwise in this moment. So I think that's why heels and affirmations and sensuality are coupled so well because they marry already. We're already divine feminine individuals and we just have to be reminded, hey, this is what you should be doing. You should be walking in this literally and figuratively every single day.
Yeah.
And that's what I think, along with my, I want to say technical side, and then me even wanting to give this to others that I might not have received in class. I was like, hey, this is how I can birth this class now and share it with others.
So as you said it's something you're still tapping into.
Yeah. I'm still exploring. Yeah.
Yeah. So going back on the premise of the theme, tapping into your inner animal. Have you seen your students, you know, through the course of the terms, bring out some different side of them. Like, you know, you have an alter ego. Have you seen like them tap into their inner animal, or does it take a little longer?
I watch them evolve.
Wow.
As women, you know, amidst the primal state, which I don't necessarily want to claim it to be only that, or to be that alone, or to be that at all, to be honest. I think it's more of something clicks and they're like, I like this. I like how I feel. And though I might be uncomfortable right now, I see others doing it and they are experiencing this greatness in themselves.
So basically you're saying that it's like a communal thing. Like, once everybody moves together, they feel more comfortable.
I think it's kind of like if you were living with brilliant people at some point, that brilliance is going to rub off, right?
Yeah.
So owning that space and being in the right space with the right people empowers you.
Can I ask what type of people come to your class? Is it men? Is it women? Androgynous people? Like,
at the moment, I don't have any men.
Okay.
Just predominantly females from many different walks of lives. And again, the common goal is to unwind and to just have fun and free up for yourself. So I don't think it's a situation where it's not that we don't get into conversations about what happens outside of those dance doors. We just focus on the hour and 15 minutes that we have with each other and just pour into ourselves in that moment.
Right.
Yeah.
I wanted to slowly touch on that topic of androgyny, based on the fact that living in the Caribbean is a little bit harder to accept it because, you know, if you walk down the streets of New York or in the UK, you see anybody, any type of person, anybody, any race, any gender.
Yes, it's very much a cosmopolitan place.
And we don't get to see it here. So what do you think we need to do to open up to see more androgynous people here in Barbados? Just embrace the feminine and the masculine energy that exists.
I think for sure taking it back to embracing the masculine and the feminine in each other.
Yeah.
Period. And not seeing it as a weaker or meeker or more prominent or aggressive side of yourself. Just know that sexuality is fluid in that way. And what I mean by that is there are emotions that you will feel. And we have placed some form of constructs on them where we say, okay, if I'm feeling very emotional, that means I'm tapping into my feminine.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling very powerful and empowered, I'm tapping into my masculine.
Which is kind of sexist.
Which is what it is. Yeah. Whether it is a construct, whether it is scientific facts, I'm not entirely sure on all of it. These are all just subjective views. I think if we can just understand and respect those and respect each other as people, then other things will become a little bit easier, you know, in relation to persons walking down the street and being their most expressive selves. That will come with time. Again, like I said, I think the most important thing is just to respect each other. That's my stance on it.
Yeah, for me, I don't want to say solely androgyny, but the whole notion of feminine and masculine. I think in the dance world, we hardly get to see masculine one. We don't see that much in spaces. And then when we do see the masculine in spaces, it's quite feminine. So
I get what you mean. Like you see a lot of boys in heels most of the time? Or
no, we don't ever see boys in heels.
Oh, you mean in the Caribbean in particular?
Yeah, but we see them doing more feminine roles and masculine roles. So for me, I just think we need to see a duality of both, just like what you said. Like maybe just see a man do a feminine part for once. Like, you know, in Miss Universe, there is a transgender lady and she's walking down like just everybody else competing, and I think that's pretty cool.
Okay.
And I think, why not have a guy play a female role?
I guess
normal, like,
yeah.
why not?
I guess when we again get to a state where we can respect each other, the time will come where we all will evolve.
Yeah, probably in like 100 years or something.
It will be what it is when we get there. Yeah, for sure.
Cool. So I know you're starting back classes. Is there anything that you want to talk about? Anything that you want to promote for the new term? It's been quite hard that we've been in COVID right now and in lockdown, and just being able to pivot and start back and catch back ourselves. How has that been going for you? How has class been going in the lockdown? How have you been communicating and keeping your students motivated during that time?
Well, I think it's important to take the time for yourself, most importantly. And I think that my beautiful students, my ladies, my women of Flowrk, they give me the grace to be me. So though they may not hear me every day or every week, they know that when I show up, we can show out.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I, again, extremely grateful that they continue to support me and support this journey. It's not a situation where when we take a break, there isn't there's no love lost. It's just like we can't wait to get back with each other.
Because there's a connection and trust built.
Yeah, like I do believe that it's a safe space.
Yeah.
And there's a level of loyalism that I feel from them, which again, they continue to empower me to do this. You know,
awesome. I think I feel so about my Vibe fam too. Yeah, they just pop up.
It's a community. Like dance is very much a community sport. Yeah. In that way, where literally once we all band together, we make it happen and it works.
Yeah, for sure. So I think this is a good chat.
Yes.
For me, what I look forward to seeing for Flowrk is more women that don't think that, you know, socially accepted as sexy, be more in your class.
Women, I think that is happening, to be honest. I do believe, so recently I did roll out, again, bless the women of Flowrk, a project with them where we talked about why we dance. And that kind of got inspired off of International Dance Day. And I thought normally we would all, and this is not uncommon. You put out content like, hey guys, I've been dancing. I want to say thank you so much to dance. And I thought, hey, what would be a great conversation is to have one with the women of Flowrk about why do they dance outside of them being, I want to call them, outside of them being professional dancers, you know, because some of them are not. It's like, hey, you're a lady. I bet you can relate to me too. It has nothing to do per se with whether you have traveled around the world or you've worked with X, Y, and Z person or you've been on stage extensively. Maybe you just dance in your shower. Yeah. And I'm betting that we all have a common understanding or goal or sense of fulfillment when we dance. So then let me hear from you. Awesome. And that's been very inspiring.
Nice. Okay, so we're going to take a break.
Okay.
And then we'll see your freestyle.
Oh my gosh. I am ready to cop out. Most definitely.
Yeah, so we'll be back.
Okay,
guys. So this is my new segment.
This is her new segment.
Erin is going to do...
And I'm her guinea pig.
You're the first.
No joy.
Right, so every person that comes on every dancer that comes on the podcast, I am going to let them do their vibe out 30-second freestyle.
This is about to be 10 seconds.
Okay, ready?
That's it.
5, 6,
We're
7.
also doing this to silence.
To silence? Oh my God. Like,
quiet.
pretend as though you can hear music in the background.
Literally, this is about to be the cutest little freestyle.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Here we go.
Awesome.
Right,
Okay, you can have a seat.
Right,
Okay, cool. So come closer.
Oh, sorry. Right, I'm back.
So we're back. All right. So we basically touched on femininity, flow work, being confident in yourself, words of affirmation. We saw the heels. It was so good. I got some little tips on like which type of heels to use and which not. And yeah, I think this is a great chat, guys. Erin's class is going to be starting
soon, pretty soon. They are fully booked at the moment. Though.
Okay,
and I love y'all, but we're going to be coming again in another term, probably in August.
Okay.
Yeah. So if anything, follow me on Facebook or Instagram at Flowrk on Facebook or Flowrk BB on Instagram, FLOWRKBB.
Yeah,
pretty easy.
Awesome. So even if you can't go to the class, you can just follow, be inspired. She always posts anything inspiring in terms of, you know.
Thank you, Megan.
your confidence, your sexuality. Yeah. So yeah, follow my girl Erin, thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me as well. I really appreciated joining you in this madness, even with that random as ass freestyle.
Yes, guys, I'll see you on the next podcast, and have a great week, have a great day, have a great night, and don't forget to lose your mind and come to your senses. Bye.
Bye.
Yay. Awesome.
Oh gosh.